Hi guys, Mitch King with Trade Stocks America with the Thursday morning, January 6, 2011 daily stock report. Here's the Dow 30, up almost 0.3%. Didn't move up as much as I thought, considering the gain in 297,000 private sector jobs. That's just a huge number. The Nasdaq Composite responded much stronger than the Dow, up almost 0.8% today, as the tech stocks just outperformed most every other stock sector. Here's the S&P 500 up 0.5%. Russell 2000 up 1.2%. So it looks like the news we've got today is really a big building block in a foundation of a market that should continue to move up. But that depends a lot on tomorrow's report as well as Friday's unemployment rate, anticipated to be 9.8. Those two reports are very favorable, which is a lowering of unemployment rate and a lowering of the jobless claims. This market's really going to move higher. So next couple days are really important on these. You'll see the pre-market futures change quite a bit with those numbers before the market opens. Here's AZO down a little bit more, and this was because of the report that new car sales were a little higher than expected, so this auto parts store has dropped for 3 hard days. I think this is going to bounce right back to that 269 level. CMG is not acting real well, down 0.6% today. You know, these momentum stocks, they can really lose their luster, and it looks like that's kind of the beginning of it. If you really look at these indicators, they're pointing down for the whole month. Here's Netflix down 1%, still in that $175 range. Apple Computer up 0.8%, all-time new high again today. And like I've said before, when you see a stock keep hitting those all-time highs, they tend to be strong for quite a while. Just like we saw with AZO and CMG when it was moving up. We saw WFMI earlier this year. Joy Global down 1%, no big deal. AGCO up 1.2%. Here's Visa up 2% after a report that holiday season sales were up in the retail and apparel. So people using their credit cards, and now the market likes Visa and MasterCard. And that's pretty much what we wanted. So I think this is going to continue to move up for several days is my guess, maybe a week. We could see $76, $77 on this stock, maybe $76 more realistic. Here's MasterCard up 3%, even though we don't have it. Really good move. Here's TLEO, moved up 4.8% today. It's getting around that territory of what we were looking for in terms of a technical rebound, up over $30. So I'd start keeping a short leash on this one. Another day or two to consider selling. Here's Ben, which is Franklin Resources, downgraded by a brokerage firm for this whole sector. This might be a trigger point for a downtrend to resume. Here's the short re, not coming down as much as we like, but the market's pretty bullish, so I'd consider closing this one. I'm not so convinced now the way it's acting that $15 is in the card, so I'd consider closing this short the next couple of days, and if it doesn't go down tomorrow on Thursday, I'd close that out. Here's TRLG, a new idea we had, and this is what we're looking for, this ideal situation where you get a lower low to 2016 from yesterday's close, and you get a nice bounce. So that 80-cent move, that 80 cents difference between the low and the high is a 4% move if you were on top of watching this to buy. So I think this stock gets into somewhere around this $22 number, 22 and a quarter, and that's be looking for a nice little 10%er. ALR up 3% today. Here's Exoma, down 8.7% today. Too late to short. Look for low sixes, maybe as low as $6 if you're already short. Let's talk about a new sector that looks really interesting for a swing trade on the long side that might last for 4 or 5 days to a week. Here's the gold sector. Gold's been down the last few days. A lot of technical analysts suggesting that the gold is overdone. So ideally, we'd like to see a little more lower price to consider buying a long position. Here's the one of the 4 stocks that I've identified as the kind of chart setup I like for a swing trade alongside. Notice this does have options. I believe 3 of the first 4 have options. So this is my first pick, is RGLD, Royal Gold. If you're an option player, this might be something to consider setting up an option play for. And we're looking for this to move up. So my best guess is consider buying long some of these gold stocks. Here's ABX, Barrick Gold. I think this has a little more downside. I'd like to see this down another $1 tomorrow, just under 49 or so. What you guys see that I like so much is that we got increasing volume, we got a sharp drop. Like to see this stock come down to this 49 level, maybe a little lower, and then just do a V pattern out of that just for a few days. $3 or $4 on this stock, that'd be ideal. Here's another one, Newmont Mining. Still has increasing volume as well, not quite as pretty as the last one, ABX. Newmont tends to be a lower volatility gold stock, probably because it's larger. UXG, lower price stock. That is the 4th one on the list. I don't like it as much, but it is on a nice uptrend in the last 5 weeks, so I thought I'd put this down as for a potential idea. So you guys take care, put the odds in your favor, don't get leverage. Talk to you tomorrow.